Hello, Tony.
Hey, guys.
Morning.
Morning again. Hey, Tony.
Madam Mayor, I'm letting people in.
Okay,
We had a big rush there beginning, but I'm wondering if anybody else is going to join. I know we're a little late, but
yeah.
maybe if you want to wait another minute, it's 10:29, maybe.
Okay, wait till 10:30. That'd be great. Thank you, Jason.
There's one more.
Okay.
Let's see.
Okay, Jason, I'm going to go ahead and start. And if you'll just continue to let people into the meeting, that will be wonderful. And I apologize for anybody, any of our citizens who have been waiting to join our special called meeting. And I appreciate y'all, your patience. We just had a lot of comments at our last hearing. So welcome everybody to our special called council meeting. I'm going to first of all say that our first issue on our agenda is the adoption of the agenda, and we will have to ask to amend this agenda. We'll have to delete item number 3, which is our audit report, because our auditor had some scheduling problems, and she will be with us at our next meeting. I think it was November the 9th. Jason, is that correct?
That's correct, Madam Mayor, at our November 9th work session. Yeah, Miss Mixon apologized. She had a scheduling conflict. She did not
Right.
think she would be able to attend. And so she just requested, could she come for our work session on the 9th?
All
And we
right.
will make sure that notice is well out there.
Okay, great. Also, I would like to add in the place of that agenda item, an appointment of Jerry Shope as our new supervisor of public works for the council to look into that. With that being said, do I hear a motion to adopt our amended agenda?
So moved.
Thank you, Ed. A second?
I'll second, Holly.
Thank you, Bruce. Any discussion? All right, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Hi.
Aye.
Okay, great. It is my great pleasure to ask for an appointment of our new director of public works of Jerry Shopes. He has been working in that position for a while and has done a fantastic job. And we are pleased to have him wanting to take on that position. Do I hear a motion to approve Jerry Shope?
Madam Mayor, I'd make the motion to approve Jerry.
Thank you, Tony. A second?
Second.
Second.
Thank you, Bill. Second. Any discussion about this appointment?
Just, I'd like to hear some of the positives that Jerry brings to the table for us.
Jason, would you like to answer that?
I can, Madam Mayor. Jerry's been with the city, I believe, for about 14 years now. Started out in the police department, transitioned over to public works, had been the assistant director for many years, very knowledgeable of the roads, the water system, has a very good rapport with the guys. We did lose an asset when James Holbrook's left to go to the timeshare, but we really haven't missed a beat. Jerry was very instrumental and coordinating with the mayor as well as City Hall, the hay bale trail. And it's my understanding, being new here, that this has been one of the most successful hay bale trails we have. So I'd certainly give Jerry credit for that, his guys, working to get those out there, working through water leaks, actually working down staff a little bit. As we discussed in the previous meeting, we do have one person out with active COVID. And so working with reduced staff and really keeping that ship going over there. So Jerry was highly qualified. He checks all the boxes and has done a great job and continues to do a great job every day.
So you're comfortable with his leadership skills and ability to manage others?
Yes,
That
I
is.
am. Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, that answers my questions. I just want to make sure that, it's great that he has tenure. It's great that, he knows Sky Valley intimately.
He has a very good understanding. He kind of came in on the tail end of this budget creation. Obviously, James was still here when we were working through the fine tuning of that, but he does have a vast understanding of not only the day-to-day stuff, but also the big picture things that you always kind of have to keep in the back of your mind.
Yeah, he's a great guy. He's been very polite and cooperative, and I think a lot of people respect him. My thing is that's all great, and those are absolutely assets, and that's why I asked the leadership question, because at the end of the day, he's got to get that team together, keep that team together, and keep them effective. And what I'm hearing is you're confident
and
that will happen.
And this is not anything negative against James when James was here, because James did a great job. And I would say that to me, morale is highest ever over there. They seem to do, they work well together. Again, Jerry does a great job of motivating those guys, directing those guys, prioritizing what needs to be done. And I have absolute confidence in Jerry's ability to lead that department.
Great. That
right.
answers my question. Thank you very much.
Any other council member need to make a comment? All right, with that, I'll call for the vote. All in favor of Jerry Shope being our new Director of Public Works signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Great, and we welcome Jerry. All right, our next item is to consider the resolution for the adoption of the 2021 millage rate of 15.6080 mils.
I get it.
May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Thank you, Bruce. A second.
Second.
Thank you, Tony. Any discussion on this item?
I just have a comment.
Yes, sir.
As we know, inflation is starting to rear its ugly head. The cost of materials, the cost of gas, the cost of employment, the cost of health insurance, et cetera, is all going up. And, knowing what we know now, it's in our best interest to make sure that we can cover all those costs for two reasons. One, we need to maintain the level of city services that the city offers. And with those rising costs, keeping the millage rate gives us a little bit more money, 80-something thousand dollars, which is a lot of money, but again, it's not based on the amount of work that needs to be done. So as much as we'd like to lower the millage rate, I think, at this year, we just can't afford to do that given what's going on with inflation. The second thing is we need to invest a little bit. We can't, we've got to take care of the day-to-day short-term stuff always, but we also need to think, multiple years into the future and invest in the city to make sure that we ensure long-term viability. It's real easy to to just look at the year and say, okay, well, we're going to do this and we'll be fine. But we got to make sure we don't take that investment in the city to ensure some positive growth and viability and just kick that can down the road. And that's a tough decision. You know, we're all residents. We all have to pay taxes too. So,
Yeah.
you know, at the end of the day, and we're all volunteers. So, you know, at the end of the day, I think we're acting in the best interest long-term of the community with this budget. We've got some investment in there. We've got enough money to maintain quality city services. And I think that's the way we should proceed.
Thank you, Bill, and I concur 100% with your comments. Any other comments or questions from the council?
And I certainly concur with the comments from Bill, and would just add to it that the or two things is the $100,000 that we increased in the road budget is way overdue. We've got serious problems here in Sky Valley with culverts collapsing, and I think most of our citizens know where those areas are. So next year we're going to try to address that, and we also need to be supportive of this T-Splosh that's on the referendum now. That could be a big help to Sky Valley if that's passed. So that's my comments.
Yes, thank you, Ed. Good suggestion to make sure all our citizens do go vote and truly consider voting approval of the T-Splosh, because it can mean almost $2 million to be used towards our roads and culverts, which all need attention. So that would be great. Anybody else?
Madam Mayor, just had a citizen comment, said, please put Saddleback Circle on the top of the road repair list. Just harping on Jerry a little bit. I think late last year, sometime last year, Jerry did work to create a road prioritizing plan, and I'll definitely look to see where Saddleback is on that. But we do know there are several roads, endless culverts that need to be addressed. So we will definitely take that into full consideration.
Yes. Thank you, Christian, for that suggestion. All right. With that being said, I'm going to call for the question. We've had the motion and seconded. All in favor of keeping our millage rate the same as it's been for the last 2 years, signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? All right, it has passed. Let's go to our next item on our agenda, which is to consider the resolution for the adoption of the 2022 budget that was prepared by Jason. It was very professionally done. Jason, I appreciate you always being available and positive with any kind of citizen inquiry and taking the time to answer questions. And thank you for that. And thank you for all your very hard work in preparing this budget. So do I hear a motion to consider this resolution for the adoption of the budget?
So moved.
Thank you, Ed. A second.
Second.
Thank you, Bill. Any further discussion or questions? Okay, all in favor of approving the proposed budget signify by saying aye.
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 All opposed? Okay. All right, the next order of business is the public forum, and if anybody has anything they would like to add to this discussion or comment or concern, please do so now. You can type into the chat. We're supposed to ask the name and the address, but I think we can see most of the names on here. So go ahead and let's hear if there's any comments.
Most people have been muted, so if you do wish to speak, just unmute yourself.
You're gonna let, okay,
Yeah, just of course, I'm constantly looking to see if anybody's made any comments, but
okay. We had quite a lively discussion at the previous meeting and which made us go over, and we appreciate all the comments and concerns by our citizens that attended that meeting. All right,
I don't see
Anybody-
anything else, Madam Mayor.
okay. Thank you all for attending, and we hope that you will continue to attend our meetings. We love having citizen input. That's why we're here to listen to our citizens. With that being said, I will ask for a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Thank you,
Second.
Bruce. Second. Thank you, gentlemen, for attending and being part of this process, and hope to see you all around the village. And y'all, thank you for all the hay bale work that the city did too. Thank you all
Thank you,
very
Madam
much.
Mayor, and thank you, Jason.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you
Thank
all.
you.
Thank you.